Look, I am absolutely by no means a colorist, and I don't classify myself as a colorist. I'm just a guy who loves to make films, and I have learned to really enjoy the color grading process. I don't know the science behind coloring at all. I just know what I want my videos to look like, and I slide some sliders around, and hopefully I get there in the end. Dehancer's been a product that's been on my radar for so long now. So they reached out, they wanted me to check it out and give an honest opinion on it. So I've been using Dehancer for about a month now, and as someone who's only been using Lumetri Color inside of Premiere Pro, this has just blown my mind in terms of what I'm able to do with color grading. I know Dehancer isn't anything new, it's been out for quite a while now, but man, I've been missing out on this. As someone who loves the color grading process but doesn't know the specifics that go on behind it, but I know what I want to achieve with it, Dehancer is fantastic for that. You can get from point A to point B in such a streamlined way. Yes, I will be honest, Dehancer is a bit daunting when you first open it up, but it is such a fun process to learn in my opinion. It's so fun to just mess around with the things that Dehancer gives you. It really is the complete package for all things film emulating and color grading. The manuals on Dehancer's website for the plugin are so helpful, and I recommend anyone who's starting out with Dehancer to go to their website and read through all the manuals. It goes through every single thing that Dehancer has and how to use it, where to use it, when to use it. It's great. They're amazing. I'm a huge sliders guy, and I'm not talking the mini burgers, although I love those too. I love to just be able to slide these little sliders around, see what it's doing to my image, and just use those to get to my final look. When color grading with Lumetri Color inside of Premiere Pro, I felt like you're just putting something on top of the image. You're not actually changing the image. Granted, I have gotten a lot of great results and honed in my skills with Lumetri, and I've gotten fantastic looks out of that. But when it comes to Dehancer, it feels like you're actually changing the image. So once you drag your Dehancer effect on top of your adjustment layer, it kind of already puts a bit of a look on top with super heavy grain and a bit of like a greeny blue tint to it. So what I do is I just disable everything and just kind of start at the top and start fresh and work my way through. Before you start doing any kind of like stylized editing to your footage, you want to make sure you have the correct camera profile selected at the top. So for me, I use a Sony a7 IV shot in S-Log3, so I click the drop down menu, I'll go down in their huge list of cameras and I'll click Sony a7 IV S-Log3. That way it converts your footage into a workable Rec 709 color space. Like I said, Dehancer has a huge list of cameras and color profiles that you can choose from, and it's kind of impressive how many they have. Then once you have that done, you want to make sure you nail the basic corrections in the input settings. That'll be stuff like exposure comp, temp and tint comp. You want to nail that before you go into any stylized look. Another thing I love about Dehancer is the huge library of film stocks that you can choose from. Then once you get a little further down, they have the print emulations. This is where you're going to find the Kodak 2383 film, which is the hugely popular, sought after look. They also let me try out their app, which I didn't even know existed, but now I do, and it is so cool. It takes all the great things of the Dehancer plugin and tosses it into a convenient app where you can edit your photos and videos just on the go anywhere. Like you can add grain, halation, bloom, you know, all those trendy things people love. And they also have the wider range of film stocks and film emulating prints. It's just so sick to have on your phone. You can even just use the film stocks without a print emulation, or you can use the print emulation without a film stock. It's really whatever. There's no set in stone rule. You just kind of, well, I mean, I just play around with whatever looks good. Everything in the plugin is completely customizable, like the grain, the halation, the bloom, everything. You can go in and fine tune each aspect of the effect, or you can choose one of their presets that they have, the 8, the 16, the 35, the 60, and the 70mm. I usually stick somewhere in the 35 to 60 and 70 range because I find that the 8 and the 16 to be a little too much, and when I'm editing, I kind of like less is more. I like the subtle looks to the image instead of just being overpowering, like halation turned to the max and you just have a red glow everywhere. I don't really have too many cons of the plugin. I guess my main one would be it slows down render times quite a bit, but for me, it's kind of like a trade-off. I'll take longer render times if I get my colors looking absolutely mint, but that also means that I gotta try and make fewer mistakes in my videos, which is tough because I usually end up with 5 different versions before I get to the final one. So less exporting is better with Dehancer. The second thing is for sure the price of Dehancer. It's definitely a bit pricey, but it is a one-time payment. So when you buy it, you get the program for life and you get the updates that come in the future as well. But if you like to spend lots of time color grading and you like to dial in specific looks to your footage, then I would definitely say Dehancer is worth it. I'm not telling you that you have to go buy Dehancer right now to get great looking images. That's not at all what I'm trying to say. Look, I've been using Premiere Pro's Lumetri Color since I started making videos, and I feel like I can get a pretty good looking image just from that. But with that being said, if you want to take it to the next level and have a more filmic and stylized look and more control over your color grading and all that, then I would 100% recommend Dehancer if you have the money. I know this isn't the most in-depth professional review or tutorial. That's not what I was trying to do with this video. But I just wanted to give an opinion from someone who may not be a professional colorist, but they love the color grading process and they want to learn and get better and hone their craft. And that's why I think Dehancer is so popular, because it is used by the top of the top colorists and then also used by people like me.